I've got something to say about the state of the bar. I'm in Nottingham, having driven here last night and stayed in a hotel for a 2-hour hearing this morning. And my hotel has actually cost me more than I probably will get paid for the hearing. And I've got to say, I've been thinking, what a life. Fortunately, I've got a tolerant wife who I don't see. I've got an 8-year-old who I don't see. And for those of us that are instructed nationally, it's an awfully dysfunctional, lonely, and perhaps unconventional life. But I accept that it's a vocation. The bar is a calling, and we know what we're getting into. I suppose, well, at least 30 years ago, I thought I knew what I was getting into. I could never have known the situation that I would be in today. In terms of fees, as counsel, our fees are so hideously low as to be laughable if they were not so sad. My total income today wouldn't even pay the tax on my income 15 years ago. In other words, I earn today about 30% of what I did almost 2 decades ago. And for what? Courts are falling apart. I did a trial actually recently in Winchester. The lift was broken and there were about 1,000 steps up to the robing room. I actually pulled a muscle, sadly and embarrassingly, sort of lugging my bag up the stairs, and the staff felt so sorry for me that they let me use the judge's lift. When I actually got into court, the air conditioning was broken. It was so hot, I literally felt like the devil's advocate, conducting a trial in the depths of hell. There was no coffee, there was nothing to drink, it was just appalling. To make matters worse, and this is kind of to demonstrate that I'm being as objective as I can. To make matters worse, I was staying at this ghastly hotel, the Royal Winchester or something or other, and they threw me out for smoking at 9 o'clock at night, and that was my fault. I was smoking out the window. I drove, I can't remember what it was, 15 or 20 miles to the next nearest hotel, which was in the middle of this forest, this Holiday Inn. And when I got there, it turned out that the general manager of that hotel was the same general manager of this ghastly place, the Royal Winchester, so I couldn't stay there. By the time thank God there was a Hotel Duvan, which I think was more my kind of thing, but I got there about 1 in the morning, and I thought, what am I doing? Seriously, what am I doing? And during the course of COVID, things have just got worse. I mean, I'm quadruple booked. I'm so busy that it's bonkers, zigzagging from one trial to the next. And so far as well-being at the bar is concerned, that's just a joke. I mean, it's sleepless night after sleepless night after sleepless night, and for what? To help the government clear their backlog. And I have to say, that it saddens me to see that literally everyone in the criminal justice system is doing their level best to help everyone but the government. The court staff, everywhere I've been, up and down the land, they've been absolutely wonderful. There are individual judges who are doing all that they can to help the bar and to chip away at the enormity of their caseload. But there apparently simply aren't enough barristers to deal with the cases. I mean, men and women at the bar are sort of leaving in droves, and who can blame them? In any other industry, they would make, 2 or 3 times the amount that they're able to cobble together as a barrister. And also in circumstances, by the way, where they have fixed hours, where they've got childcare, where they've got pensions, where they've got sick pay, where they're not working all night, where they're not drafting submissions for which they're not remunerated, where they're not crafting closing speeches that are considered sort of part and parcel of the pittance that we're paid for a trial. And any barrister will tell you that to craft an hour's closing speech to make it look like that it trips off your tongue takes at least 5 hours, if not more, to prepare. And you know, it's an all too familiar story for those of us at the bar. You know, we go home at the end of a trial and we got to see the wife, or we got to put the kids to bed, or we got to walk the dog, or do whatever we got to do. We sit down at 10 a.m., 10 p.m., and we finish at 3 a.m., or 4 a.m., or 5 a.m., so far as our closing speeches are concerned. And we give those speeches the next day, and then what do? We go immediately to another case. And so what are we doing this for? Yes, it's a vocation. Yes, it's a calling. But my faith in the bar is beginning to feel like that sort of shaman's commitment to a bed of nails that he lies on. And so far as we're concerned, there are only so many times that the bar or the criminal justice system can lie down on that bed of nails until we cross the Rubicon, until we pass the event horizon, until we get to the point where we burst, where the criminal justice system gives in to the countless cuts from from countless nails. I've been almost 30 years a barrister. I've been 30 years in love with the law. And I say that unashamedly, because I love being a barrister, I love the law, and I love my life as a barrister. Being a barrister, in fact, defines who I am, as much as being a husband, or being a father, or being a friend. But those other things, being a husband or being a dad, if you do those things well, you feel good about it, don't you? And I'm a great barrister, perhaps a better barrister, sadly, than I am a husband or a father. But do I feel appreciated? Do I feel valued? Do I feel supported for all the sacrifices that I've made? Probably, I guess, to the same extent you do, barristers in criminal law and criminal solicitors. You know what? I want to end on a positive note, because I've championed the bar for as long as I can remember. I've always, for my 30 years, felt absolutely privileged to be part of it all, and so it's really difficult for me to let go of the belief that our criminal justice system is the standard to which all others should aspire. And my hope is that at the 59th minute of the 11th hour, that our government acknowledges the quintessential importance of a criminal justice system in any civil society. Indeed, our civility, in inverted commas, has historically always been premised upon our unwavering commitments to law and to justice. Our legal system was our greatest export, wasn't it? And my hope is that those who remain committed to publicly funded work are properly funded for that work. That our courts once again become buildings that are edifices that command respect and awe, and are visited with reverence and perhaps a little humility. Because respect for the law, of course, is respect for life. I mean, that's a truism that we all know. And I've given my life to the law, and I just want somebody to respect that's a career worth aspiring to, not just for me, but for all of us.